Wilson. I've got a lovely Festive Winter Wonderland card for you done in black and white. I'll show you what we'll be using. First up, we have the Lattice ribbon die, and we're going to be using this for the background, so I'll show you how to extend it. We're going to have some accents from the Snowflake Flourish and Corner die set. Oops. Here's our Winter Wonderland. It's our sentiment. We're just going to be using the center snowflake from the Loop Snowflake frame. And we'll be using the lace snowflake frame, the frame and the center snowflake on that one. And we have the forest animals, and they have a matching stamp set called Forest Life, and we'll be using both of those today. Right, so I'm going to start with the background. I've already cut several of the lattice ribbon across the background continuously, and I thought I'd show you how to do that. So what you need to do is re-slot this back into place and just wiggle it until it gets right back into the same spot it was. And it does take a little bit of time to really make sure you've got that in, slotted in well. Wiggle, just wiggle it till it doesn't want to move anymore. Definitely tape it into place. Check it from the back. Make sure you've got it on there. Pop that down. Give that a quick run through. Okay. And remove our tape. Oops. Get underneath that. Let me just take our two-in-one, cross those bits, knock them out. There we go. So you can see you have a beautiful continuous background there. And you just have to make sure that you slot it in nicely so it doesn't double cut. So the next thing we want to do is to pop this over a piece of white card that I've put a double-sided sticky adhesive sheet on already. So we'll peel the backing up, expose that, keep that for a second. Just place that so I pick up most of that. Some of the edge part won't show. I'm going to use the backing on this to make sure it's nice and adhered. So make sure you have the waxy side of that. And then we will go to our Diamond Snow. We're going to put a piece of copy paper underneath and just sprinkle that over all that exposed adhesive and just burnish it into place. Move it all around. Whatever you don't use, you can tap back onto your copy paper. There we go. We'll put that right back into our container. Let's tidy a little bit. We did spill a tiny bit. There we go. There. So you can see I've got a really pretty sparkly background to work with now. So I've gone ahead and done a bit ahead of time. I cut our frame. Now I did use some double pierced noble rectangles for this to cut a nice frame. And I've gone ahead and cut out the Walking in the Winter Wonderland and added it individually. This die is lovely because when you cut it out, it cuts in this configuration, but you get a beautiful negative that you can use as well. But each individual word can be taken out by itself and put in any sort of arrangement you like. So it's doubly versatile that way. So I'm going to just peel the backing off of my frame. I've raised it up a little bit for dimension. There we go. I'm going to put that over the top of this, and then we will just trim away any excess bits. Just pick up that center section there that's nice and sparkly. I'm going to go back in with my scissors. And remember, you've got double cardstock here, so it is a little bit thick from these. And just keep your scissors angled so you don't cut into your frame. Go slow if you have to. That side. Do one last side here. There we go. Tidy that up. So now what I want to do is put that onto my backing, which I've gone ahead and put some mounting foam on. I've used a little bit of coconut white card, a black matte layer just to tie in the black and white color scheme. Put the frame right in the middle of that. There we go. So now we've created a beautiful background. So let's start with our focal element. So I've gone ahead and I've cut the lace snowflake border in two colors. I've used kind of a pearly white and a black. So because I'm going to seat something on it and I want it to really stand out, it's mostly white, I'm going to put the black on top this time. Using a little bit of glue because I do have some glitter there. I'm going to add that onto my foam. Put that right into the middle. See if I can get that centered. That looks good. And we'll add the black and just offset it ever so slightly so we'll have a really pretty little, like a shadow, reverse shadow. So let me just lean in and kind of look where I'm placing it. Just get it lined up, tiny bit offset. That looks nice. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is do the animals. So I'm going to just leave this to the side for the moment. And I've got a couple here we're going to do. So I've gone ahead and cut out the deer, the mother, the father, and a little baby deer out of just coconut white card. Now, one of the things that I think is easiest to do this way is when you go to stamp these, because it's a very tight fit on them, I find it's easiest just to ink up your stamp and take your die cut to it. You can get it on your fingers a little bit, but I think you get a really nice look this way. So just kind of hover over it, lay down one edge, the other edge, and then just give it a little push so you get it all on there. And you might just be a tiny bit off. Sometimes you need to just do a little teeny bit of trimming. That looks really nice right there. We can use that. The other thing that you can do is kind of add a little bit of an accent with these. Bring in some black soot, distress ink. Just go across the top here. Just add a tiny little shadow, maybe on the chest part. And even if you have a little bit of a white line, that will kind of hide it too. So it is really pretty. Just bring in a little bit on the ears there. And then there's a little baby one here we'll do. Just shadow it ever so slightly around the edge. Okay, so that's good. Pop those to the side. Move all those. So we can go ahead and seat our deer. I'm going to use a little bit of mounting foam for this. Just a tiny piece on the larger one. We'll put a little bit on the mama deer. And then I think I will put a couple pieces onto the baby and have him raised up a little bit more. Let's see, that looks good. There we go. Oops. Make him a little bit higher there. Put the stag down first. Just sort of center him about like that. The mother goes the other direction, so we can have them sort of meeting a little bit, slightly overlapping. And then the baby in the center. Just about like that. So it makes a really beautiful focal element. Now what we want to do is add a few snowflakes that I've gone ahead and cut, and the corners. We're going to go ahead and do the snowflake corners from the Flourishing Corner set. Make sure I've got no black ink on my fingers. I'm going to put that right into that corner as a nice little accent. The other one in this corner. You have a little more room on the bottom here with the Wonderland saying. And then I've got just an assortment of little snowflakes that we're just going to add around onto the background. You can put one on the frame if you like. Just glue them here and there. And if you do have any sort of problems with your background, you can hide that nicely with a little snowflake too. For some reason it doesn't cut as straight as you'd like. Occasionally the die cuts do pop out. And let's do that one right about there just to give a nice little frosty feel. And there you have it, a beautiful festive card done in black and white. I just love the way this looks. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to look at our YouTube channel and subscribe to it too.